Yahweh Shem Yahweh Yahweh Shemal Latah Shem Yahweh. Priest and Officer 5000 is rocking the Israelite School UPK. We're going to go ahead and get started with the Sabbath service. You can just bear with me 1 second. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. Majum, which means to stand. La Yasha'Allah, which means to Israel. Hachaanakah, which means to face the east. We're going to go into the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kudash, Hayat, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakuka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Hayat, Asha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayat, Bashamayim, Nathana, Lakam, Kalyawam, Wasalatna, Kabawap, Kasalakna, Kabawap, Yanaw, Wala'at, Ya'ana, Banasana, Wana, Ball, Hawashana, Mayan, Ra, Kayala, Ka. Hamalakwa Waha Alawata Parat La Awalamyam Aman. Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it. Hakash the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Bashem Yahweh, Babu Kasha, Nathalanawa, Hakach, Larpa'a, Kalmakalat, Wakalmatawat, Hakach, Latahar, Hamatazarium, Hakach, Lahakwayam, Hamatium, Hakach, Arakawat, Hatama'ala, Lagar Shun, Bashem Yahweh, the water Aman. Catch the power in the English. Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shah. Please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you. So be it. Blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah. Wa ma'ata'ala wa alahayim matazabya alawap yahana ha'alawapyam hasaranyam hakarazanyam hakakayam wa akwatim Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. The water Aman. Blessings in the English. Bless you Yahweh and Yahweh Shah and Mayakala and the angels, Commander General Hachaanakah, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Haharya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Azariah, Ma'an, Yahweh, Ashah, Shemayim, Wa'arataza, Ayathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Ayanawan, Shemaka, Hana, La'ay, Yanawan, Wala'ay, Yashan, Shawama, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemaka, Yahweh, Tazaka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawama, Hashemash, La'ay, Yakaka, Wayarak, Bayayala, Yahweh, Yashemaka, Makar Ra, Yashema Apnapashka, Yahweh, Yashema Tazaaska, Wabu Waaska, Ma'athai, Wa'ait Awalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'Allah shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in. This sound forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Damayalika, Al-Takarash, Wa-Al-Tashakwat, Al-Kayahana, Al-Yamyaka, Yahamayo, and Ra'ash, Al-Imaka, Ya'arim Yamwa, Sawada, Wayataya, Al-Tazawah, Al-Tazapawanyaka, Amara, Lakawa, Wanakaka, Magoya, Wala Ayazakar, Shamya Sha'ala, Awada, Kaya, Nawa Tazwa, Labai, Yakadwa, Ayaka, Barya, Yakarakwa, Alahaya, Arawam, Wayashamai, Alahaya, Mawa Abba, Wahagarian, Gabar, Wa Amawan, Wa Amalak, Palasha, Am Yashabia, Tazawa, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Ayawa, Zarawa, Labanya Lawa, Selah, Ashalaham, Kamadian, Kasayasara'a, Kayabian, Banakor, Kayashwa, Nashamagwa, Bayandara'a, Ayawa, Deman, La Adama, Shayatamba, Nadayatmawa, Kaira, Wakaza Abba, Wakaza Bak, Wakatazor, Mana'ai, Kabnasiyakamwa, Ashar, Amara, Nairashah, Lanawa, Na'awaf, Alahayab, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, La Prayarawaka, Ka'ash, Daba Ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Haryam, Kantar Datma, Basairika, Wabasa, Wapafka, Daba Halam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Ayai, Wayakapurwa, Wayabadwa, Wayada'adwa, Kayatha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Ayawan, Alkaharataza. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace and be not still. O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult. They that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasha'Allah may be no more remembrance, but they are consorted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the Tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarites, Gabor, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah, do unto them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Japheth, at the brook of Kizon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth, make their nobles like a rib and like Zeb. Yea, all their princes as Zebah, and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, and as the fire burning wood, and as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm, and fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. All right, son. Yeshabias mean to be seated. We're going to go ahead and get started. All right. All right, so we'll be starting at Exodus, the verse, Exodus 1 and 1. We're starting at the book of Exodus. All right. We'll be reading in the Hebrew, first 7 verses. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 1, and verse 1 in the Hebrew. Wayalah, Shamawath, Banya, Yasha'ala, Habayam, Matazayam, Yaquab, Ayash, Yabwathya, Ba'awa, verse 2. Ra'awaban, Shanayam, Shemayawan, Lawa, Yahawada, verse 3. Verse 3, Yashikar, Zebwalan, Babanyanyam, verse 4, Dan, Wanaptali, Gad, Ashar, verse 5. Wayahaya, Cal, Napash, Yatazayah, Yawarak, Yaquab, Wabayam, Napash, Wayawasa, Hazahah, Bamtazarayam, verse 6. Wayamath, Yawasap, Wakal, Akiwa, Wakal, Hadara, Hahawa, verse 7. Wabunya, Yasha'ala, Parak, Parawa, Wa'asharya, Rayashah Tazawa, Rayabawa, Waya Tazamawa, Ma'ad, Watham Malah, Harataza, Atham. And that's up to verse 8 in the Hebrew. We're going to go ahead and get it into English, all right? So this is the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 1. Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man and his household came with Jacob. All right, so these are the Israelites. This is Jacob's family that came into the land of Egypt. You understand? At a time, Joseph had tremendous power in Egypt. Okay, he had tremendous power. And with that being said, he brought his family into the land of Egypt. All right, and this is the family, Reuben. It's verse 2. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Verse 3. Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, and Dan. Verse 4. Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. Verse 5. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. For Joseph was in Egypt already. All right. So this is the time where all of the Israelites came to the land of Egypt. Okay. They was coming out of the land of Canaan, I believe. You know, Jacob and all of his children, all his family came into the land of Egypt under Joseph at that time, right? Verse 6. And Joseph died, and all his brethren and all that generation. Verse 7. So when it said that Joseph died and all his brethren and all that generation, you know the first generation of that family passed away. All right? That first generation passed. Verse 7, and the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mightily. And the land was filled with them. All right? So the land of Egypt was filled with nothing but Israelites. There's a lot of Israelites at the time, man. You understand? And we're going to go more deeper into this chapter. Okay? We're going to go back into the Hebrew. This is the book of Exodus chapter 1 and verse 8 in the Hebrew. Wayaquam, Malak, Kadash, Al, Matazarium, Ashar, La'ah, Yediah, Ach, Yawasap, verse 9. Wayamal, Al, Amawah, Hana, Am, Banya, Yasha'Allah, Rabbah, Watazawam, Mama Noah, verse 10. Habah, Natha, Kakamwa, Lawa, Panya, Yarabiah, Wahayawa, Kaya, Tarana, Malakama, Wana, Wasa, Gam, Hawa'a, Al, Shanayanua, Wan Lakam, Banwa, Wala'a, Man, Harataza, verse 11. Wayasha Yamwa, Al Yawa, Sharaya, Masayam, Lamayan, Anathwa, Basalatham, Wayaban, Araya, Masakanwa, Laparaya, Ah, Patham, Wa'at, Ra'amasa, verse 12. Waka Ashar, Yanwa, Adwa, Khan, Yarabah, Wakan, Yapara, Tazah, Wayakwa, Tazawa, Mapanya, Banya, Yasha'Allah, verse 13. Wayabadwa, Matazarium, Banya, Yasha'Allah, Barakah, verse 14. Wayama, Mayara, Rawa, Kaya, Yaham, Ba'ada'a, Quadash, Makamar, Wabalabanya, Wabakar, Ibadia, Bashadad, Kal, Abatham, Ashar, Ibadwa, Baham, Barakah. And that's up to verse 15 in the Hebrew. I'll go ahead and get into English. This is the book of Exodus chapter 1 and verse 8 in English. Now there arose a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. All right, so it was another king, meaning what? Another governor who ruled Egypt, right? And his heir, he did not know Joseph. Okay? So he didn't know no history of Joseph. And, all right. Verse 9, he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. And this new king over Egypt, he noticed the Israelites were more in abundance, had a lot of children. You understand? They was multiplying, they was increasing. And he said out of his own mouth that the children of Israel is more and mightier than we. Verse 10, and he said this, come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. So that was the thing that this Pharaoh right here, he feared. He feared the fact that, you understand, if the children of Israel, if they grow and they keep multiplying like this, in case if we go to war, man, they side with our enemies, they're going to decide to fight against us. So his only plan was to take the children of Israel and put them in slavery. All right. Verse 11. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built cities, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramesses. Okay? The Israelites, man, they built treasure cities for Pharaoh. And they did it in bondage. They did it under slavery. The same exact way how America took the children of Israel and built treasure cities in America, like Washington, D.C. You understand? Like California, like all these treasure cities you see, New York City, the Big Apple. You understand? All these cities were built by the hands of the Israelites, by force, by slavery, hard bondage. This is how you know the conditions of the Israelites in today's and modern times are actually true, because of what happened in the history. We did this already in Egypt. Okay? Verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. But the more that they afflicted them with work and hard bondage, you know what I'm saying, and discriminating against the children of Israel, the more they grew. They kept growing. And guess what? That grieved the Egyptians. Verse 13. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. And, verse 14, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar and in brick, in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they made them serve with rigor, was with rigor. So you got to understand this. You see those pyramids that was built in Egypt, that was built off straight up rigor. Meaning what? They was hardcore on them, man. They didn't let up on them. They made them build those things, build those bricks, brick by brick, with no breaks. You understand? And just basically torturing them with work, like a slave. All right? We're going to get a lot more deeper and more founded into this chapter. We're going to go ahead and we're going to close out the Sabbath service. All right? Imagine. You mean to stand? La Yasha'Allah, which means to Israel. Gonna salute the scroll. Yahweh Shemiel Shabrakya. Upon our Godon me in the face of east. We do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakuka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Asha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathalanawa, Lakam, Karyawam, Wasalatanawa, Kabawapnawa, Kasalatnawa, Kabawapinawa, Wala'ah, Tabia'anawa, Banasana 1, Habor, Habashanawa, Mayan, Rakaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wata Para, La'awalamyam, Aman. Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Shalom, say Yabashikadah. Kodashi, he out there, he do. Yep, that shit though. Hakash the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Babakushad, Nathalanawa, Hakash, Lapa'ah, Kalmakala, Wakalmatawa, Hakash, Latahar, Amatazarium, Hakash, Lahakwayam, Amathium, Hakach, Arakawat, Hatama'Allah, Lagarshan, Ba'ashem Yahushua, the water Aman. Catch the power in the English. Yahweh in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness, and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh Yahushua, wa ma'aka'ala, wa alahayim, matazabya, alawab yahana, ha'alawapyim, hasaranyim, hakorazanyim, hakakayim, wa akwatim, Yahweh, ba'ashem Yahushua, the water Aman. Blessings in the English. Bless you Yahweh, and Yahushua, and Michael, and the angels, the man and general Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh in the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Hahariya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Azariah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Ashah, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Ayatham, Lamawat, Regalka, Ayanawam, Shemaka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawama, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Shemaka, Yahweh, Tazarka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'ayakaka, Wayarat, Bayayala, Yahweh, Yashemaka, Makara, Yashemar, Atnapashka, Yahweh, Yashemar, Taza'afka, Wabu'afka, Ma'atha, Wa'ay Awalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, and whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'Allah shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in. From this time forth, and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew, Alahayim, Al-Damayalaka, Atakaraj, wa Ata Shakwat, Am, Ka Yahana, Awa Yabika, Yahamayaran, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Ya Irum Yawa, Sawadawa Wayataya Altazwa, Altaza Pawanyaka, Amara, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magoya, Wala Yazakar, Shamya Sha'ala, Nawadaka Ya, Nawatazwa, Laba, Yakadwa, Ayaka, Baya, Yakaratwa, Alahaya, Arawam, Waya Shemai, Alahayam, Mawa Abba, Wahagaria, Gabar, Wa Amawan, Wa Amalak, Palasha, Am Yashabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zawawa, Labaya Lawa, Salah, Ashalaham, Kamadian, Kasayasara'a, Kiyabin, Banakar, Kuyashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayanda Ra'a, Hayawan, Daman, La Adama, Shayathamwa, Nadiyakmawa, Ka'ira, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabat, Wakatazar, Mana'ai, Karanasi Yakama, Ashar, Amara, Nairashah, Lanawa, Na'awak, Alahayam, Shayathamwa, Kagagula, Kakwash, Lapayra Wakai, Ka'ash, Taba Ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Haryam, Kantha Dapman, Basairika, Wabasa, Wapaka, Taba Halam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Waibakwasha, Shemka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waibahawa, Ayai, Waikapora, Wayabadwa, Wayadadwa, Kayatha, Shemka, Yahawa, Labaka, Ayawan, Alkahar Ratazah. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. They that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off and be in a nation, that the name of Yasha'Allah may be no more in remembrance. But they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabar, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah, do unto them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Japheth, at the brook of Kizon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb, yea, all their princes as Zebah, and as Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as a fire burning wood, and as a flame set of the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm, and fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. All right, so Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahweh Shimei Amashah Barakatah, Yajim Matah, dismissed.